and it's verifying the bytecode valid or not. If bytecode is valid, then further interpretation is happen, converted to machine language, and then output will be displayed. So here you need to understand one point. Whenever I say when class loaded into JVM, next coming days, I'm going to use that word. When class is loaded into JVM, will you confuse or will you understand? In coming days, I will use the word. When class is loaded into JVM, blah, 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 things will be happened, I will say. That time you must feel, oh, the class bytecode reading from the hard disk and is stored inside JVM. That is called class loading. Okay, after class loading into JVM, then further steps will be happened. Some points I'm going to explain the next coming chapters. That time you should not get confused. Remember that point, okay? Fine. Now we got clarity on, okay, basic JVM architecture, how it will work. So now I want to continue, one more point is there, okay? Tell me now, there is a small, some important words are there you should understand in today class. That words I'm going to give you conclusion, and one more small diagram I will conclude. Look at here. When we run Java command, what is happening? JVM is prepared, right? Okay, whenever Java command you run, JVM is prepared and the class bytecode is loaded into JVM. And then further bytecode is verified and further interpreted and the code changed to machine language and executed and displaying output on console. Okay, na? Now my question, there should be some program to load the bytecode into JVM. There should be one program to verify the bytecode. There should be one program to translate convert the bytecode into machine language, execute and display output on console. Then who is that program? Who will load class into JVM? Generally people say JVM. Who will verify the bytecode? Generally people say JVM. Who will interpret? Generally people say JVM. But I want to ask a question. Now tell me, who is teaching core Java? Naresh sir. Who is teaching advanced Java? Naresh sir. Who is teaching Oracle? Naresh sir. Right or wrong? Wrong. Naresh sir is only manager. He will only manage. Okay, he is having employees to do each and every work. To do core Java work, he is an employee called HK. To do advanced Java work, he is having an employee called Natra sir. And to do Oracle work, he is an employee called what, Murli sir? Are you catching my point? Like that. To perform these particular operations like loading operation, verifying operation, interpreting operation, to perform these operations, we have several classes. Everybody got clarity? Yeah? Some programs are there. Tell me now. I want to perform an operation called deposit operation here. Then I will create a method with what name? Deposit. Okay. I want to perform operation called withdraw. Then I will create a method with what name? Withdraw. I am teaching. You are calling me teacher. You are sleeping. That's why you are called sleeper. Right? You are listening. That's why you are called what? Listener. Right? So, based on your work, you will be given name. Same way, try to think. There is a one program which is meant for loading class into JVM. What is the name of that program? Guess. What is the name of that program? Loader. It is loading. That's why loader. I'm teaching teacher. But what I'm teaching? Core Java. That's why you're calling me as Core Java faculty. Right? Now tell me. Same way, it is loading whom? Class. That's why its name is what? Class loader. समझ में आया? Class loader. So tell me, who will load class into JVM? Who is responsible to search for the class and load that class into JVM? Class loader. Class loader is responsible for that. Okay, fine. Class loader is responsible to do this work. Next, tell me, verifying. Who will verify? Who will verify? Verifier. What is verifying? Bytecode. So the name of this program is what? Bytecode verifier. Already catching my point? Name of this program is bytecode verifier. So class loader is responsible for finding the class, reading its bytecode, storing that bytecode inside JVM. Bytecode verifier is responsible for verifying the loaded bytecode is valid or not. What next? What next? Interpreter. Okay, interpreting is done by whom now? Interpreter. And also it uses another program help. It takes another program help called JIT compiler. Why it takes its help? Don't ask me. I will tell you later. At this minute, you don't worry. So the Java program is executed by two programs, interpreter plus JIT compiler. Both people work together and run our program execution fast. Okay, now everyone understand? Then I will ask a question, or when you join Advanced faculty will ask a question. Who will load class into JVM? What is the answer? Class loader. Who will verify bytecode? Bytecode verifier. Who will run our bytecode? Interpreter and JIT compiler. So these are the answers you have to give. So yesterday I missed these points. And of course, this diagram is there in your material clearly. Okay, everyone understand? What is happening when you run Java command? Everyone got clarity here? And now final conclusion I want you to tell me. Class loader is responsible to load the class. When if class name with the given class name, if dot class file is found. Okay, with the given class name, if dot class file is found, class loader can load class. Correct? If not found, if dot class file is not found, then what it will do? Will it load some other class? No, right? No, right? It will throw error. It will throw exception, not error. We call it as exception. If a dot class file is not found, it will throw exception. What exception? Class not found exception. What is the shortcut? Class. C stands for class. Class not found exception. What is the first point you need to understand? With the given class name, if a dot class file is found, class loader can load that class. Okay, now if a dot class file is not found, now class loader will throw an exception, class not found exception. Let me write fully. Shall you try it? Let me try. Open command prompt. You have to run now. Open command prompt. Type here Java following by ABC. Tell me, is this class ABC available in HK folder? ABC available in HK folder? No. JVM started. Then it's trying to find the dot class file with the name ABC, not found. Then class loader will throw exception. Okay, there what the exception coming? Java.lang. Class not found exception : B. Everyone understand at this point? Now, if dot class file is there, no error. Let me go to our command let me go to folder 9 a.m. escape sequence.java, open command prompt. Now Java escape sequence with the name dot class file is there, loaded and executed. Okay, na? Then I'm writing Java ABC, it's not available, so throwing error, class not found exception. Is it clear? Who is throwing this exception? JVMA class loader. Who is throwing this exception? JVMA class loader. Class loader, not JVM. Class loader, buddy, class loader. In class, if you don't reply properly, Naresh sir will scold, I will scold. I will scold because I am teaching core Java. Understand? Next, you know, this dot class file I can open by using Edit Plus or Notepad, your wish. Now I am opening by using Notepad. Then look at the bytecode, how it look like. Can editor software understand this bytecode? No. Now, this bytecode is in a binary format. Instruction set cannot understand to edit, editor software. Here, what I am trying to do, some part intentionally I am removing here. Let's say this box I am removing. Some part I intentionally removed and I make it saved it. Okay. And now come to command prompt. Don't compile it. Don't compile, because if you compile, new bytecode will come. Run it. Look at there. You got error. Think and tell me who is throwing this exception. Linkage error occurred while loading main class. Unsupported class version error something. Okay, got clarity? Yeah. Can you tell me who is throwing this exception? Dot class file is available. If a dot class file is not available, we get error, class not found. Dot class file is available, but in dot class file, okay, now dot class file is available, bytecode is there, but why bytecode has some problem? Now, who is verifying it? Bytecode verifier. This exception throwing by whom? Bytecode verifier throwing this exception. Let me do another experiment. Somewhere I am writing here my name. Okay, now I have added my name, Hari Krishna. Right, let's see what happened. Now come again, run it. Don't compile. If you compile, original dot class file will come. Now you got again error. linkage error while loading class unsupported version error. Okay, I'll do one thing, close this, and I will go to command prompt. Okay, exit. I'll open command prompt once again. Okay, Java C, compile it, new dot class file came, new bytecode came. Okay, now then clear screen, Java, escape sequence. Tell me, is there any problem in loading? Is there any problem? Because dot class file is there, bytecode is valid there, so we'll get problem, no problem. Okay, then next, Java. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm opening this file using edit plus. Anything you can use. Okay, edit plus you can use, Eclipse you can use. Okay, any editor software you can use, no objection. Then here somewhere I'm writing something like this, my name, save it, then go to command prompt. Now run it, don't compile, run it. What they are coming? Java.land class format error, truncated class file. So this error is throwing by JVM, I mean a bytecode verifier. Everyone got clarity? Yeah. So final discussion is what? Final discussion conclusion is what? If there is any if in dot class file, if bytecode format is altered JVM cannot execute that class, I mean that bytecode, comma, bytecode verifier will throw an exception, linkage error, class format error. Okay, now? Okay, then next, last point, try to understand. I open Java file again. Now I'm opening Java file, escape sequence.java, or let me take example.java or name printer.java, whatever. Okay, anything you can take, no problem. Okay, let me open escape sequence.java, open with Notepad. Here, I have not created any problem in the logic. Now I am writing one statement. Here I am creating one problem. I am writing something like this, 10 by 0. Okay, written there 10 by 0. Below. If I write 10 by 0, what happened? You cannot divide a number by 0. In maths, you can divide, but in Java, you cannot divide an integer number by 0. If you try, it will throw exception. Look at here. Go to command prompt once again. Clear screen. Java C, escape sequence, .java compile, and next execute. There is no problem in loading the class. There is no verification problem. But while running, there is a logic mistake. Then we got exception. What the exception? Arithmetic exception. Then can anybody tell me who is throwing this exception? Inside JVM, how many people are there to run your program? 3 people are there. Number 1, class loader. Number 2, bytecode verifier. Number 3, interpreter. Now, can you tell me who has thrown that exception? Everyone try, sir. Everyone try. Not someone. Everyone try and tell me who has thrown that exception. Is it thrown by class loader? No. Is it thrown by what you call a bytecode verifier? No. Who has thrown that exception? Interpreter. Not JIT compiler. JIT compiler is a helper. It helps the interpreter to run our program, okay? It helps the interpreter to run our program fast. So bytecode, interpreter has thrown that exception. Generally, people say that, okay, when our exception is coming, people say JVM has thrown exception, JVM has thrown exception. But really speaking, JVM not throwing exception, the particular program will throw that exception. Everyone understand that? Okay, so now final conclusion point. If in logic, if there are any logical mistakes, interpreter will throw exceptions like arithmetic exception, array index out of bounds exception, number format exception, null pointer exception, etc. Okay, na? So these are the 3 points you need to understand from the JVM. Hope you all understood, na? Buji, can you please tell me what is the basic architecture of JVM? I'm not going to talk everything, just basic architecture only I have given. What are the different members are there inside JVM helping us to execute our program? Just I'm giving introduction. And there is an important word you should understand. For running the class bytecode always will load into JVM memory. When you run Java command, JVM memory is created. And then now the JVM into JVM memory class bytecode is loaded. Okay, let me ask a question here. If you wanted to run MP3 file or MP4 file, if you want to run MP3 file or MP4 file, you start VLC media player, and in that VLC media player, the MP file or MP4 file is loading now. When you open the file, it is loaded, right? Now, for example, try to understand. For example, I want to edit, okay, I want to edit this file, jvmarchitecture.png file, I want to edit. Then what I do? I have to open this file in the paint. Na? What I do? I start paint. Into the paint, I am loading that file. File, open, where is open here? File, open. Okay, then select that file. Select that file, open. Now it is loaded. Now I am doing editing all these things here. Same way, when you want to execute your class, you must load that class into JVM. This command prompt, sorry, this JVM what do you call it? This paint software is nothing but JVM, and this entire content what you are seeing is nothing but bytecode. You please feel like that. Hope you all got clarity. So all people got clarity on JVM architecture. So tell me what are the points we discussed. Quickly let us revise and move on to the next final conclusion point. Again, I'm telling I'm not going to teach complete details about JVM. I just given you basic idea, very basic idea. Architecture I have not introduced it. I will explain you that on all coming classes. Now tell me, first point we discussed, what is JVM? JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. It is a Java platform, provide runtime environment to execute Java bytecode by converting into current operating system machine language. JVM is a translator software. It is responsible for running Java bytecode by converting into current operating system machine language. The next, why JVM? JVM is given for, JVM is invented or JVM is given for, JVM developed for achieving platform independency. We have separate JVM for every operating system. Hence, the compiled code can go and execute under every operating system. The next, how to start JVM? How to start JVM? We can start JVM by using Java command. Okay, what is the syntax to start JVM? JVM, just Java following by class name. The next, what happened when you run Java command? What happened when you run Java command? When you run Java command, JVM started as a process inside OS by occupying some memory from RAM. Okay, then JVM with the help of class loader search the class bytecode given class dot search for the given class dot class file and read the bytecode available in the dot class file, store the bytecode inside JVM. Further, it allows bytecode verifier to verify the bytecode is valid or not. And further, if the bytecode is valid, then further what you call interpreter will interpret the given bytecode and generates machine language of the current operating system, execute and display output. So here totally how many components are working to run our Java program? 3 components are working: class loader, following by bytecode verifier, and then following by interpreter. Next point we discussed today. What are the different options we get while running a class? Okay, class loader subsystem will throw exception, class not found exception if the given class dot class file is not available. Bytecode verifier will throw exception, linkage error or class format error if there is any bytecode problems. Okay, like a malicious code there or virus is there, something else is there, then it will throw exception. The next, what do you call, if in the logic section, if you have any problem, then interpreter will throw exception. So these are the basic idea you need to have. And very important point, final conclusion you need to understand. For running class, for running a class bytecode, the class bytecode must be, can you please fill the statement? Must be load into JVM from hard disk. Okay, must be load from JVM, load into JVM from hard disk. This is the conclusion point. And last seventh point, explain all steps involved in running, in developing, compiling and running a class. Okay, I want you to conclude these 7 points. Seventh point. Are you ready? I want you to conclude it. Okay, tell me. What are the steps involved in running this program? There are 5 phases are there. Java program development, compile, execution, we got 5 phases. What are the 5 phases? Can you tell me? First phase is editing phase. Second phase is compilation phase. Third phase is execution, loading. Fourth phase is execution, verifying. Yeah, this verifying is also called linking. Linking, also called verifying. Next, fifth phase is execution, interpreting. Interpreting is also called execution. Loading, linking, interpreting. So there are two things are there, initializing and running. Here in linking phase, we have three phases, verifying. Loading phase is what? Finding, reading, and storing. Verifying, prepare memory, and resolve. Some resolving operations are required. And in interpreting, we have initializing and running code. So these are totally 5 phases here. Okay, can you open material? All people got Google Drive link now? Why you didn't get? Every day I'm telling the material Google Drive link you need to get. Call to Rambabu sir. Send message to Rambabu sir. Mail is not required. Why mail? Try to understand what I am trying to tell. For accessing Google Drive link, why you need mail ID? Call to Rambabu sir. Or send message to Rambabu sir, ask for the Google Drive link. Every day I am telling, but you people are not following. Look at there. In this drive, I have placed all these things. Core Java books by Hari Krishna, JVM architecture material by HK and other people, Core Java textbooks by other authors. This is my book and this is other books. SEJP practice material, Java history docs by Sun, collections material, project on packages and working with jar, projects, okay, and IDE and Eclipse notes, Java 8 introduction, YouTube videos. Now, if you want to find all videos I am sharing to you, I told you 3 months course is there on videos itself. So now I have given all the videos links here. Okay, now daily don't ask me. When I say something you need to watch, come here and watch. Come here and find that particular topic and watch, okay? And don't share this Google Drive link to any of your friends or anywhere in the websites, anywhere in the, what do you call this one, groups, WhatsApp or Facebook. If somebody asks, give my number, ask them to ping me, okay? If Rambhavs are not responding, again and again you ping him. Until your message is saying ping him, call him, torture him. Okay, na? Then he will respond. One time you are pinging message and sleeping. One time you are sending message and if you are keep silent, how can he respond? He's having so many messages are coming per day. Until your task completed, you ping him again and again here. That also I should train you. Open this material. People who are having Google Drive link, open it. Open this material, JVM architecture PDF. This is a complete textbook. I'll teach you later. And now open JVM architecture PDF. Then scroll down. What the page number yesterday I told you? This is the diagram. Open page number 6, 7. Up to 6 page number I have completed, right? Page number 7. Look at that. Java program development, compilation, execution contain 5 phases. They are editing, compiling, class loading, bytecode verification, execution. Now, in the editing phase, what you do? You will edit the program. Means programmer edit the program. Programmer edit a program using any editor software and save it in a hard disk. Assume this is a hard disk. In hard disk, it is saved Java with extension .java, controllers.java. Then phase 2, compilation phase. You use Java C command, class name .java. Then compiler with the command Java C example.java, generate .class file and saved in the same place. Okay, Java compiler takes the Java source file name as its input and produce bytecode corresponding to the class in the file and store in the file with the .class extension in the same directory. So editing phase and compilation phase completed. Then interpretation phases are started. Then in the interpretation phase, there are 3 phases are there. Class loading phase, bytecode verification phase, interpretation phase. These 3 phases are called JVM phases. Everyone understand? These 3 phases are called JVM phases. Now tell me, whenever you run Java example, JVM software is started. This entire marketplace is nothing but JVM software. Then JVM software, first class loader came into picture. Class loader will go into hard disk, searching for the .class file with the name example, found it, read its bytecode and storing inside JVM. Inside JVM, there is a special place called method area. What the area? Method area. JVM has a special place called method area. Inside method area, the entire class bytecode is stored. Class loader loads the required class into JVM's method area. Okay, na? Then next, further step is what? Bytecode verification phase. Bytecode verification phase, what is doing? Bytecode verifier will go to method area and read that bytecode and verifies the loaded bytecode. Is it clear? Bytecode verifier verifies the loaded bytecode. If everything is valid, then it allows interpretation phase. Then interpreter will read the bytecode from the method area and start running the bytecode by converting them into current OS machine language. This is what happened. Is everyone understood this diagram? And finally, okay, what is bytecode? Why bytecode? I have given some explanation here. You can read it, okay? And now JVM, this is the block diagram of JVM architecture. At this stage, you cannot understand it. There's a lot of knowledge is required. So inside JVM, we have class loader subsystem, we have runtime data areas, we have execution engine. Okay, runtime data areas, we have method area, heap area, Java stacks area, PC registers area, native method stack. There's a lot of stories there. Okay, all these points I will explain the next coming chapter. Is it clear? So this is the basic diagram. At this minute, don't worry about this diagram. At this minute, you only worry about this diagram enough. So I have given you basic understanding on JVM architecture. In the coming classes, I'm going to explain you complete chapter as JVM architecture. Okay, na? So we have got full clarity on, complete idea about how to develop Java program, how to compile it, how to run it. Okay, and what the basic architecture of JVM, and so many points we discussed, right? Up to 14th point, everything I have covered. And this first topic, introduction to Java, history, features, different apps, when Java, when Python, when, and different terminology, platform dependency, all these points are there in YouTube, right? Already I have shared those links, totally 12 classes. These links you have to watch in your free time. Everybody got clarity? Yeah? I have explained with JDK installation onwards. JDK installation onwards, I have explained that. What do you call? Java programming session 1, data types. We need to start data types, okay? Up to here, everything I explained. Only thing you need to do, you have to, in your free time, you have to watch these videos. These are theory topics, okay? I don't expect me to explain again in the class. So these are the theory topics you have to practice. Okay, now? You people never change, I'm telling now. How many times I told also, you will again come up with your own questions. What I am trying to tell you, never try to follow. In a Google Drive, already I placed a file called YouTube videos. Here, everything I have placed already. Try to wake up. Try to use your ears properly. Okay, na? Try to use your ears properly before when I'm telling something. Be alert in the class. Be alert in the class. Don't behave like, lazy fellow, dumb fellow. Thank you. That's all for the today class. And tomorrow we'll start the next topic. Thank you. That's all for the day. See you all tomorrow. Please practice the JVM architecture diagram and come tomorrow.